Hello, YouTube. How is everyone doing today? I hope all's going well for everyone. Myself, everything's going pretty good. So it is Thursday, and on Thursdays I try to do at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month things we're making Thursday. So if you're new and you don't know what that is, back in 2023, January 2023, a small group of YouTube content creators, I think it was either 4 or 6 people, something like that, got together and they decided, hey, let's do a year-long make-along. And what it was they came up with 12 free crocheted items, and each month they featured one of those patterns. And they all made their own version of that pattern, and throughout the week or the month talked about changes they made or the type of yarn they used, if they couldn't use the yarn that called for, or they prefer other yarn, or using the same yarn, but they prefer a different size hook, or they had to make modifications for themselves. I myself did not participate, but did follow. There is also a Facebook group called Things We're Making Thursday, so if you want to go join that, you can. You just got to answer a couple questions because it is a private group, but they pretty much let anybody join, so you're more than welcome to go over there and check it out. So throughout the year, like I said, I followed but did not participate. But occasionally I would go and look for a pattern that was knitted that was similar to the looking of that month's pattern. So for 2024, they decided, okay, you know what? We're only reaching the crochet group, and a lot of crocheters also knit, and we're excluding complete knitters. So let's change it up a little. So for 2024, they decided each month for the 12 months, we would give out a theme. And you can make whatever you want that kind of fit that theme. If it was crochet, knitting, felting, weaving, quilting. We kind of reached out to a wider group of people. And that's when I actually started participating. Had a great time with it. Enjoyed making my items. So I thought, awesome. I love this group. I love this idea. It gives me an idea each month of, one specific project to make. And usually with me, I try to kill multiple birds with one stone, as you guys very well know. That's why I haven't decided yet which I'm making for next month, because I'm waiting to see what colors for one of my make-alongs. And then from there, kind of try to decide what we're going to do. Because next month's theme for September is an amigurumi. And I do need to go and purchase more stuffing, so I got to go buy another pillow. And yes, I use bed pillows, like the cheap ones from Walmart. I use the stuffing out of it, and then I use the casing from the pillow itself to use for liners for bags. So this month, though, the theme was Granny Square. Now, I made a bucket hat, and don't mind me, I'm trying to get the window available up and running that I need in a moment to share. But I made a bucket hat, and it was done with a granny stitch, not the granny square, but a granny stitch. So I thought that still counts. So that's what I used for my project I made for the month. But I have in the past made multiple other items using granny square and stuff like that. So it's like, oh boy, I got a lot to share. Just give me a minute here as I'm trying to get this program to work. And I really, really don't know why I'm having a hard time with this today. My window is... yeah, it is open. Okay, just give me one moment, please. I was fiddling with this a moment ago, trying to get it to work, and it wouldn't. Oh, it's because I clicked the wrong one. I think I got it this time. Yes. So, I decided to go on my Facebook and pull out some items I've made. Ignore those. So this is the hat that I made this month. That was done in the round. I have not yet worn it out for fishing, because I'd already done all the free fishing for the year that I do, because I didn't get a fishing license this year, unfortunately, but I'm hoping to next year. But it's done with a granny stitch, not specifically a granny square. And then I did again another granny stitch washcloth, and it was for a few different participations I take part in a month. That was another item. Ignore the spider, ignore the beetle, ignore the hat. That's actually you guys are going to see tomorrow. I did this granny square blanket, and then as I did the 3 squares across, actually, no, I think I did that in the 4, so that blanket's laying sideways. I would do a granny square join around it all in white, and then when I had the strip of 4 done, I would then, when I did the second strip and join them all in white, then I would do another round and join the 2 strips together. Enjoyed making that blanket. I love the technique of join as you go. Then I did this little granny square angel. I've always thought these were kind of cute. And the theme last year for the month of December was make a holiday item. Like I said, I've always thought these were cute, and I just used some real thin scrap yarn I had in my bin, and that however the color turns out on it, I'm fine with that. And I made a little angel. So what else do we have here? Then when it comes to amigurumis, I would classify this also as an amigurumi, even though it's only the head. So I did a pattern of a wolf head. And then from there, once I got the head all done and sealed up and stuffed and everything, I then started working on making a granny square. And it's like a little lovey blanket for, a little one. So I made that. So I don't know if I'm going to do something like that again for next month's amigurumi and just take a head of an animal and make a little lovey. I have not yet decided. Then I did the same idea, and this one's a bunny. Hopefully I got a better picture of it. No, I think I only did the top down. But it's a bunny head, and then it's a solid granny square. Because granny squares are done in so many ways. And then there's this blanket I made for last year's granny square theme. Then I did the granny square, but it's an octagon. I made a bag out of it, and the black was joined as I went. But so square doesn't actually be a square. Then I made this little granny square bag. I wish I had the squares done like one of the multi-green and then one black and like round and then the multi-green and the black again. I think the square would have shown up better. But it's still a cute little bag, like over the shoulder bag. I did this blanket, the yarn. I know it was a cake I won last year. Unfortunately, I don't remember from whom I won it for or why, but I did win it. And it's almost like even the yarn I actually used to make my bucket hat at the beginning of the month. It's almost like a velvet, that velvet yarn that a lot of people don't like. This blanket was a similar idea, and it was so soft and squishy, and it's just like, I kind of wish I had like a second ball so I could have done it bigger for like a blanket for myself. Then I made this bag. Love this bag. And the center is actually a flower, so it's done in a round, and still a granny square technically because the outside's a square. Then I made this blanket just for fun to use up some of this thicker yarn I had that I wasn't really a fan of. And I thought, well, let's see what I can whip up with it. Then I did a little infant car seat, solid granny square blanket. I thought was kind of cute. Then I also did this little teddy bear, Lovey. Like I said, I love doing those. And then I did this blanket. Oh my goodness, I made this blanket years ago. And as you can see, there's yellow flowers and there's pink flowers, and the purple squares are solid. There's no flower in them. And loved how this blanket turned out. And I think I single crocheted it together, like all the cross ones and then all the verticals. But it was a really cute blanket. Good size, too, for like a toddler's bed. Then I made this funky colored granny square, which started in a round, then went to a square. And then with what yarn I had left over, I made it work to do the border. Then I did this solid granny square. Yes, this one's got a date, so you see it's years old. But it was another solid granny square, little baby blanket I made. Then I did this one, which is a granny stitch. And then another granny square. Then I did like, this one's with cotton, so it could be used as a coaster, but it's very thin. So I would probably, instead of that, I'd probably use it for, I don't know if I actually have it still, because I haven't seen it in a while. I may not even have this one anymore. But use it as either a pot holder or like a coaster or something. Like if I've got a bowl of really hot soup or microwave a plate or something, reheating dinner, I would probably use this underneath it. Then I did this shawl. I love doing this triangle shawls in the granny stitch. I've done them many times. Okay, ignore that one. That was for another make along. This one here, same idea. It's done in the granny stitch. It's a royal purple with a white full fur type yarn to give it soft and fluffiness. Ignore those because they were for something else. And I think that was all that I shared. Yes, I got a lot of bingo pictures because I do host bingo. So if you guys are watching this and you've never been to my bingo, you're more than welcome to join. Anyway, so that was what I had kind of decided to pull out of my arsenal of photos on Facebook to put a file together for you guys for Granny Square or Granny Stitch things I've made. Can't wait to see what people make for amigurumis. Like I said, I don't know right now what I'm making. Don't know what color I'm going to use or anything like that. Don't know if I'm going to do a whole amigurumi, if I'm just going to do a head and maybe do another lovey, because those I can sell pretty easily, so I may just do that. And then I like killing multiple birds with one stone. So I know Erin was talking over at Crafting Kitty of starting up the spotlight again as of September 1st. So I'm hoping she'll have our I've already got my patterns or items made for September. So I'm hoping that October, for September, she'll mention who's our spotlight creator for October. And then maybe that person has done amigurumis. And then what I figure I could do is the one I participate at, which is, and mind me for a minute, I gotta reach for my paper. Well, I could either do my amigurumi. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't do it that way. Judy's Creations in Crochet. She does butterfly each month, and we gotta draw our color theme from it. So my amigurumi may be drawn from the butterfly. And if I just do the head of an amigurumi, and then Nan's Crochet Ideas, her make along this year, her and Lottie are doing like Terry and Lottie are both doing Stitch versus Stitch. So I may wait and see what stitch we have this month, and then maybe I can do like some kind of like a square. And even if I don't put the head in the middle, I can always put the head at the top, and then like the 4 paws at each of the other corners or something like that. I'll figure something out. But I think I'm gonna make a stuffy of some kind, but make sure if it's just the head, it's gonna be obviously stuffed, or if it's gonna be the heads and the paws, depending on what I make sure there's stuff, because like I said, in my feeling of amigurumi, even if it's not a full amigurumi, it still counts. You can even do other things. It doesn't have to be animals. You could do dolls. You could do, little plants and stuff like that. Or, if you're doing like food for like a young child for like, their little playhouse kitchen. Like there's lots and lots and lots of ideas out there. So definitely go searching. If you need ideas or you have an idea you're not quite sure about something, ask me. I'll see if I can help you out. Even if I can find you maybe a free pattern and you modify it one way or another, it can always be done. So anyways, yep, I plan on hopefully killing a few birds with one stone, or aka a few entries with one make, but I won't know everything till at least the 1st of September. So you guys have to stay tuned till next Thursday and see if either whatever I made is done, because I'm on holiday. Hubby's on holidays next week, so that could be interesting too. Very interesting, because I know we're coming home. I don't think we're coming actually home till Tuesday the 2nd. So we'll have to wait and see if I have something started or finished next Thursday, or if it's actually going to take me a couple weeks. We never know. But I've kept you guys long enough. Thank you guys for stopping by. Like I said, I can't wait to see what you guys are making if you're going to participate. And everyone, have fun, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.